So I want to talk about elements. Elements that are fundamental, that are made of the same components, or sometimes made of energy. Yes, it's these kinds of elements that we're about to discuss. Now, what I'm about to do is that I'm about to give you some details about what kind of elements I'm about to talk about. And no, it isn't gonna be like a copy sort of thing, or it's a mimic. It's my own kind of personal elements. Mainly wouldn't be just the original 12, just like that critically acclaimed app named Geomon, although it just shut down like 10 years ago and I'm still grieving to this day, but thank goodness I still have the memories. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a sourpuss for the rest of my life. Anyways, instead of just the original 12 elements that I posted on my DeviantArt, including that 13 element called Mech, I added in a few more elements just to make a lot more sense. Common sense, to be exact. Now, what I'm about to go over is some of the details about said elements. It wouldn't be just the original 12, like I said seconds ago. It would be like 24 of them. I would say this because there's a lot more than what you think. So there are two things that I want to discuss about: the Cartridge Gauntlet and the Nature Wheel. The Nature Wheel is a cycle of elements in which they correspond to a strength and weakness in a cycle altogether. The Cartridge Gauntlet is like a weapon. You get to load every element cartridge, whichever one you choose. Now that I discussed the definitions of it all, it's time I give you an example in the form of a summary. I'll give out a representation to the two subjects. Every element has a strength and weakness based on the logic. The main 12 elements go in a cycle, which one goes after another. Mech usually doesn't have a strength or weakness for the main 12, but elements such as time and space go against each other and vice versa. However, Mech goes after Synchro and Magia hits Mech. Time hits Zen and Synchro, but both Synchro and Time hits in the loop. The same thing goes for Tech and Space, but Magia gets hit hard by Space. Both Zen and Tech hit each other by poles. The same thing happens for Beast and Sprite/Love. Finally, there's Feral Null, which hits on Insect, which hits on Ghost, and the cycle continues on like that. Basically, it's just reality. So when I say Cartridge Gauntlet, it's actually the gauntlet holder. Now, I did say that it holds element cartridges in quantities, mainly just one or two, but you already know the definition, so I don't have to explain. For your information, there's a lot more to elements than what people think. Elements are like a piece of fruit. One that you get from a fruit bundle, a cornucopia, or, well, a fruit bowl, that is. My goodness, why am I saying Shrek's line? Oh no. Ugh, I think I just swallowed an onion. Anyways, elements. Right. I did mention that there are like 24 of the elements in my roster. The original 12, including the 13th element, was already inside Geomon, as it's inspired by Pokemon and their typings. Now, I already noticed that Gen 1 already had about like 15 types, mainly. Then in Generation 2, they added in 2 new types, that being Dark and Steel. Oh no, wait. Steel is not a part of it? Oh no, wait. Steel is actually added in there. My bad. And then somewhere around Gen 6, they added in a new type. Fairy type. I was wondering, why fairy type? It can't be just fairy tales. It's about youth. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's discuss about the elements and their descriptions. You better be taking notes. So I want to talk about the first 4 elements, one that's discussed in the countries Greece, Tibet, and India. But mainly I want to focus on Greek philosophy. These philosophers called Aristotle and Hippocrates from the Renaissance, if I can remember. They're the ones who discovered the first 4 elements and discuss about it along with others. Now I know several other countries did it, but like I said before, I want to focus on Greece. The first 4 elements are water, earth, fire, and air. The 5th element is rumored, although it could be spirit or void. But in my case, I want to compare it to be either lunar or solar. Now for a little bit of a religious part. Lunar is like the unholy. Solar is considered religious and holy to Christianity. So remember when I said something about lunar being the 10th element of the nature wheel? It's the personification of nightmares. Why do I actually say that? It's because, according to mythology, or perhaps religious beliefs, the unholy is dedicated to either Satan or Lucifer, the fallen angel. The stuff between nightmares and all paranoia with the psychic, it could mean that it would either haunt you for the rest of your life, or that means it can lead you to other harmful things. As for solar being the 11th element of the nature wheel, it's considered a religious belief as an embodiment. The element itself, although scientifically claimed to be of solar radiation in religious Scientology, it is an association to Jesus Christ or the Lord himself who created all life on earth, especially when it comes to the holy light. Other deities are associated with both the dark and light as well. And this seems about it. Hopefully we reached to this conclusion so far, and as we remember before, hopefully you kids remember too, in chemistry there's 4 elements, and we know who actually discovers these elements in philosophy and science, especially the ones in ancient Greece. And you know, the thing about elements is not just about scientific core values, it's about their uniqueness and how they're able to function in life, and what do they actually do in reality. Now, I know we've seen a lot of water and a lot of plants everywhere, and, you know, especially for all animals and bugs, but you know what I mean. Oh, don't forget about the sky, too. Yeah, there's a lot more in space and on Earth. If you like what you hear or see in this video, please give it a like and comment down below on what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. More videos will be uploaded later on.